Okay.
There,
There we go.
you put it back on.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. Cool. So
Do that.
there's really two sides of chemistry that we're dealing with when you're looking at the health and the homeostasis of your body. And it's very, very simple. It's the acid side and the alkaline side. And if you think about acid, you think of heat and corrosion and congestion and, lethargy and a lot of pain and inflammation. And if you think about alkaline, you think about hydrated and oxygenated and energized and light and vibrant and radiant. And so where we find homeostasis in the body is supporting the body to be in that neutral space, but a little bit more on the alkaline side, because disease cannot flourish in an alkaline environment. It definitely can flourish in an acidic environment. And so as you move forward in your journey, just thinking about how can I live more on the alkaline side. So this chart is great because it shows you, some of the foods that are more alkaline. It gives you the berries and the melons. It shows you some of the vegetables that are more alkaline, some of the proteins that are more alkaline. But in general, your fruits and your veggies are your most alkaline foods. Your more acidic foods are going to be, your highly cooked foods, your stimulants, coffees, very quite acidic, your processed sugars, your processed foods. Those are more on the acidic side. And then there's also experiences that we have on a daily basis that either go on the acidic or the alkaline side. Alkaline activities are exercise, walking, deep breathing, swimming, getting good sunlight, laughter, fresh air, time for prayer and spirituality, getting good sleep, rest, all these things, pleasure, are on the alkaline side, whereas stress and overwhelm and overdoing and exhaustion and fear, all these things are more on the acidic side, which can actually affect the cellular health of your body. So this is something that, as I think of living a healthy lifestyle, I try to incorporate, okay, what foods can I incorporate that are more alkaline, and what experiences can I incorporate into my life that are more alkaline so that I can stay more vibrant. So the reason that alkalinity is so important is, I'll tie it back to our cellular ATP. So our cells require two forms of energy, or two molecules to have energy. Number one is our simple sugars in our carbon form, and then oxygen. And your most easily digestible simple sugars are going to be your fruits. And then you're going to have your carbon from like your vegetables and your superfoods that we're consuming. And so the more of that cellular energy that we can feed our cells, the more energy is then going to be emitted by our cells. So it's really quite simple. It's just that idea of, am I living on the more alkaline side, ingesting things that are feeding my cells cellular ATP, or am I living more on the acidic side, which are actually depleting my cells of cellular ATP? And so as you move forward, just think about that. And like I was saying, we're so blessed with these superfoods and with this lifestyle and the spirituality and the exercise that we can have tools to live on that more alkaline side as we continue forward, and really rejuvenate our body and allow our cells to our weaker cells to kind of die off and then repair and regrow with healthier, more vibrant cells. So that's all I wanted to talk about in terms of, what is regenerative health? It really breaks down to those three concepts of nourish, detoxify, and rejuvenate. And you can do that through simple daily habits and practices. And I hope that was helpful. And Rebecca, do you want me to touch on anything else?
Yeah, I just think that was a great overview of regenerative health. It was simple enough that this lay woman could understand what you had to say, and just to see it lived out in my own life. I know when I eat a certain way, I feel a certain way. And I always tell clients, when you fuel, you will feel the way that you fuel. So just really driving that into our cells, truly. And I also love how you tied it in, that it's not just what we ingest, but it's what we experience. We have to become more aware of the things that we are allowing into our person, into our space, and what are they doing to us long term. So I think that that was a great, very simplified, very approachable regenerative health. And what are your greatest resources? Just if you'd hit us lastly, like, people who want to know more, where do you go? What should we be looking at to keep on this journey and keep experiencing this health?
Yeah. Well, number one, I would utilize the amazing resources we have with Purium. We do have weekly calls with our owner, and he breaks down different ways. Last week, he was talking about PMS health and nutrition. This week, he's talking about children's health and nutrition. So we have amazing calls where you can learn on a deeper level how nutrition affects different aspects of our lives. We also have a lot of great blogs that you can read about different things like postpartum health or athlete health or this, that, or the other, whatever your expertise is. And then thirdly, my teacher, Dr. Robert Morris, has been fundamental in my learning of health and learning how to just really simplify it. And so there's an amazing book called the Detox Miracle Source Book. You can get it on Amazon, but it is amazingly full of so much knowledge. And if you really read it finely and take it piece by piece, you'll really start to learn a lot about how to regenerate the body and how to create that environment for homeostasis. Because really what we're trying to do is the body, as we all know, is a miracle. It's a miraculous machine, right? And a lot of times it just gets thrown off because the environment we have stress and we have pollution and blah, 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 blah. And so the goal with regenerative health is just to come back in and bring in these principles that allow our body to get back into homeostasis to do what it knows how to do best. And so the Detox Miracle Source book is phenomenal for breaking that down. There's also, I love going on YouTube and exploring Dr. Robert Morse's videos. You can also, explore different things on, what is lymphatic health? What is adrenal health and all these different things as you kind of start to get more refined. And there's just so much you can learn online for free. And number one, I would say the best learning tool is your own personal story and your own personal journey. So I am a big proponent of daily journaling as you're on this journey of like, what's working, what's not working. If you start reintroducing certain foods, how did that make you feel? Maybe you eliminated some type of food. How did that make you feel? And really just learning from your own experience, because each body is unique and individual, and we each have our own history and injuries and ailments and genetics and all of that. And so we can learn a lot from our own journeys as well. So journal is a big thing.
All right. Thank you so much for the download, Mary Beth. Absolutely genius of you to be here with us and give us all of that. So thank you so much for your time. Ladies, we're going to wrap up the rest of this call. Certainly want to celebrate each of you. There are so many who are not with us tonight. Wah, wah, wah. But oh well, they'll catch it later. And we will be sure to jump in the band app and do some shout outs there, because we do want to know what has been your transformative success. What has that looked like? So it's going to be important that we do wrap it up. I do want to hear from each of you ladies. And the other thing we have, of course, is our point tally. We were going along, making sure that we all took our superfoods, we all did our prayer, we all did our workouts. So there's some point totals sitting out there. So those of you who are catching this later, there's going to be a week to gather those points. Find your sheet, make sure it's all filled out, tally that up, and then there's going to be prizes first, second, and third. They're going to be superfoods. So get super excited. And we're going to get those off to you. Of course, I'll need addresses too, but we will let you know, Coach Lisa and I, who won and who was the most diligent with their transformation. But I know all of you strove as best you can, or strived, or whatever the tense of that word is. But absolutely, this wasn't easy for anyone. And for all of us, putting our best foot forward and beginning this remarkable journey that we're all on forever now. You're on it forever. You know truth, and now you have to live it. So that's going to keep you convicted and culpable. So both things. Keep learning. Don't ever feel deflated. All of us has a story. Mary Beth included, Lisa included, myself included. None of us has arrived. But the more we know, the more we know. And the more we get to experience better health, greater vibrancy, greater connection, and greater knowing of ourselves. And it's really a beautiful gift that we then illuminate for the rest of the world. So ask your questions, get your answers, be the sleuth into your own health. Do not settle. Do not stay where you're at. and let us know how we can support you further. We do want to support you further. Speaking of that, so certainly staying in touch with the coach that invited you to this call, making sure that you have the superfoods coming that you're most interested in being supported by. If you need more consultation, of course, reach out. But we want to be there with you to discuss that protocol and get it ordered and keep supporting you. That's just one of the most beautiful gifts of Purium, is we always promise community and education and the experience of what you're experiencing. So it's not a good luck, God bless, hope that product works for you, get out of here type of sale. Not at all. It's really a service. We want to serve you from our hearts and be there with you. Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much for everyone being here, spending these moments with us. Everyone can rush back to life. More grateful that we've had this chance, that all of us have been able to go into this time and be the better for it. So thanks to each of you. Know that you're loved and supported. All right. Have a good one.